consentitemi di introdurre Dounia, con oltre 18 anni di esperienza nel settore immobiliare di Dubai. Dounia ha iniziato come consulente immobiliare per poi diventare CEO di Berkshire Hathaway a Dubai. Dounia è riconosciuta come una delle figure di spicco nel settore immobiliare di Dubai, reputazione che si è costruita grazie al duro lavoro, numerosi riconoscimenti e numero di transazioni, ponendola tra i top producer nel settore. Da poco meno di un anno le è stato affidato il compito di guidare XP Realty Dubai, che è stata lanciata nel gennaio di quest'anno, ottenendo importanti risultati e riponendo in lei grandi aspettative per il futuro. Per lei questa professione è la carriera di una vita e una passione assoluta. In quanto moglie e madre di 3 figli, il suo tempo è prezioso, ma riesce a dare il 100% sia nella vita personale che in quella professionale. Dounia è orgogliosa di fornire un servizio impareggiabile ai suoi clienti, sviluppare una relazione commerciale a lungo termine e aiutare ciascun membro del suo team nel raggiungere il successo. I'm proud to work with you, Dounia. Consentitemi di porre la stessa domanda a Dounia.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you for having me here in Italy. It's a beautiful country you have, and believe me, with all the glamour and the luxurious things we have in Dubai, I would love to live in Italy, you know. So, Dubai, I think it speaks for itself. It's a beautiful emirate within a country that has 7 emirates. I have moved myself to Dubai 18 years ago and started my career as a real estate property consultant and moved quickly in my career up to management, senior management. Now I have the pleasure of working with eXp Realty, such an amazing global brand, and we can see this today in this crowd. So why Dubai? Oops, sorry, I have to go the other way.
Yes.
All right. So why Dubai? Anyone who comes to Dubai would love to stay because it's such a wonderful place. It's very easygoing, very adaptable, very tolerant in terms of, you know, the mix of nationalities, religions, cultures, very, very very open as a Muslim Arab country. It's very open-minded, highly cosmopolitan. So whoever comes to Dubai falls in love and wants to stay, you know, in Dubai or invest in Dubai or own a piece of Dubai. And we have been seeing this for a number of years now. I have spent 18 years, but just slightly before me, they opened up the freehold law, and that's when foreigners and expats were able to own a piece of Dubai. So Dubai's population has grown, and it's projected to grow further. Can you believe that it has grown from 60,000 in 1970 to 1.9 in 2010, if you remember, just after the recession. And now we are over 3.5 million in 2023. That is more than 90% of all the population are foreigners. We are expats. There are literally 10% or less that is locals. And they're just fine with that. They're happy because we make that country beautiful and we contribute to the economy and we do a lot that everyone is accepting of everyone else. Dubai is one of the most international and diverse cities in the world, and this makes it really interesting, like I explained initially, that when you visit or live in Dubai, you want to stay in it, you want to own a piece of it. It really opens its arms to everyone, and I have seen this firsthand during COVID time, because I really felt lucky that myself and my family were living in Dubai during the pandemic that I've never thought I would live through, but everything was available to us. Medication, supplies, we didn't have to worry about anything. And mind you, we don't pay any taxes. We're not taxpayers in Dubai. But the government has made sure that we have access to everything and that there is nothing missing in case of an emergency. I even had one of my employees who contracted COVID. Obviously, they were quarantined, so she was put in a hotel that was converted to a quarantine place. And I called her to check on her and say, do you need food? She said, no. Dounia, they're offering us breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I have access to Wi-Fi, so I'm able to work because her symptoms were mild. And she never paid a penny of tax to the country, and everything was provided free of cost. whether it's medication, checkups, everything. So after 10 days, she was able to go back to normal life. So this is the beauty that I have seen as a foreigner in a country that is welcoming of expats. We've also not only become a welcoming place for people to live, but also a global hub in terms of economy and business. During the pandemic, again, we have seen a huge adaptability from the government, opening its arms to foreign investors to actually own 100% of their business. Initially, it wasn't, an option. It was only limited to free zones. But during the pandemic, and after that, a lot of people wanted to have business in Dubai, and then they opened the law that foreigners can 100% own the business in Dubai. And then we have seen a huge influx of foreigners and millionaires that come to Dubai wanting to start a business. So with 2.5 billion people living 4 hours, so why are these people coming to Dubai and want to set up a business? Dubai is such a small market, right? It's such a small economy, 3.5 million people. The whole country maybe has not more than 9 million. Why Dubai? But Dubai is because it's in the center. The location is really very strategic. Because if you fly just 4 hours out of Dubai, you can reach 2.5 billion of population that you are able to do business with. And thanks to Emirates Airline, if you ever flew Emirates Airline, you would understand what I'm talking about. It's the best airline out there, and it has made Dubai a hub where everywhere people are connecting and being able to come to Dubai. And 5 billion you can reach within 8 hours. So if you take a flight from Dubai, 4 hours radius, you will reach 2.5 billion. You would reach double of that if you fly just 8 hours of Dubai. So Dubai is so strategically located that it connects the world, literally. We also have a huge logistics hub in Dubai. And as you can see here from the statistics, Jebel Ali Port, which was one of the first things to be built in Dubai after the Arab Emirates have come together and created the United Front, was called Jebel Ali, and it is currently the 9th busiest port in the world. It handles 13.5 million 20-foot equivalent units in 2020. Like Dennis was pointing out, that logistics have increased drastically during COVID because we were all locked at home and we needed, a lot of things to be shipped, and we were all sitting ordering online, so the supply or the demand has increased. Making it the world's 9th busiest port, as I said. Another advantage, which again I mentioned Emirates Airline, that connected the city to the rest of the world, is that it is becoming an aviation hub. We have Emirates Airline in Dubai, we have Etihad in Abu Dhabi, which is also growing. The city is also a world-class aviation hub, acting as a hyper-mobilizer for trade and logistics. Dubai International Airport was the busiest international airport in the world in 2019 for the 6th year running, and it is still today in 2023, one of the busiest airports in the world. And you can see and imagine the traffic that airport handles, and not only people coming to Dubai, but connecting through Dubai to the rest of the world. Again, Dubai, best place to live and work. It has ranked, and we are seeing every month, every week, rankings of Dubai at the highest, most desirable place to live and work. First, world's most diverse city. Dubai was named the world's most diverse city in Resonance Consulting in 2021. Also, it was named the 3rd best city in the world for executive nomads. We have a lot of, so during COVID, Dubai has come up with something called remote working visa. You can, if your country allows you to work remotely, you can actually fly to Dubai, stay in Dubai, get a visa, get all the paperwork you need to rent a place and open a bank account and do everything without having to work in Dubai, but work remotely with your country. And hence we have seen some funny videos showing people, sitting on the beach and having like a fake background of an office at the back. But it had allowed a lot of people who were in countries that are locked down for the longest time to actually come and live in Dubai having income in their countries. It's one of the 4th best places to live and work, as I said. It was voted the world's 4th best place to live and work by the HSBC 2021 Expat Explorer, and we do have a huge British expat community in Dubai, and it is rising, 10 places from 2020. Dubai has ranked 5th overall in Resonance Consulting, World's Best City Report. It was also, for expat, Dubai was rated 5th among the world's best cities for expats to live, work. You will see these headlines everywhere. We see them every day in Dubai. And some people would say, okay, it's Dubai, everything is best first, this. But I can tell you that Dubai ensures that its people have the best life they can. It's a really happy place. We have a happiness minister. We have an AI minister. We have a happiness street. We have a future street. We have happiness centers, customer service centers. So they really focus on how to make life easy for people who would love to be in Dubai. Now, the happiest thing about Dubai is the taxes. We don't pay taxes in Dubai, especially when it comes to real estate. So there is 0 income tax. I never paid tax in my life because my first job was in Dubai, and I cannot imagine giving 40 or 50% from it to the government. We do have 9% corporate tax that was introduced just this year in June for companies with turnover over, let's say, $365,000. We have 0 capital gain tax, which means that you buy a property, you sell it in a month or a year or 2 or 10 for double the price. You have no tax on that. I know how it sounds, saying that in Europe.
Lucky girl.
I can brag, 5% VAT, which was introduced in January 2018, obviously because Dubai doesn't entirely depend on oil. UAE does, Abu Dhabi does majorly, but Dubai as an emirate does not have so much oil, so of course they have to get income out of oil industry. So we have 5% VAT, which again, it does not affect a lot, and it does not apply on properties. Only commercial property, like if you buy an office, you would pay 5% VAT, but if you buy a land, or if you buy an apartment or a villa, no 5% VAT. We don't call it tax, we call it a fee that we have when you buy a property in Dubai is 4% to register the title deed of the property in your name in the government registry. That is one-time fee you pay out of the value of the property to the government. Again, we don't call it tax because it's a 4% transfer fee. And if you sell that property in the future, you pay nothing. The person who buys it will pay that 4% to register the property in their name. Rental tax, again, we have none, 0. You rent a property, you get a very, very good ROI because compared to the rest of the world, and now Dubai really ranks within the global cities of the world, we have anywhere from 4 all the way to 8-9% return on investments. You pay 0 tax on that, that's entirely yours. And there is one fee that tenants would pay, and it's 5% tenancy fee that we pay. If you come as a tenant to Dubai, you rent a place, there is a 5% tenancy fee, but you pay that in your utility bill every month. So the whole 5% breaks down into 12 months over the year, and you get that portion with your water and electricity bill. Those are the fees. But of course, if you want to start a business, if you want to get health care, if you want to send kids to school, you have to pay. I call it like it's on demand, right? You don't have kids, you don't have to send anyone to school, you don't pay it, right? So it's on demand. When you need it, you pay it, but no one is taking half of your income and not fixing the pavement, So let me just see if I have, yes. The big question is how to buy a property in Dubai. It's very straightforward, very simple, highly, highly regulated, especially after the 2008 and 9 recession. A lot of things went wrong, and I'm not going to deny that, and I'm sure you have clients who had some experiences from every country here in Europe. So things went wrong, and the government got alerted and said, time to fix things, right? A lot of people launched a project, took deposits, boarded the plane, and took off. The government came and said, wait, it stops here. We have to regulate this market if we want to attract more investment. In terms of developers, in terms of brokers, brokerages, firms, everything. So we have a government body called RERA, Real Estate Authority Agency. They govern everything that happens related to real estate. So every developer right now, if they were to launch a project, and we do have this is becoming a trend, and it is a trend in Dubai, that you launch a project today, and it gets sold out in 2 hours. I was just telling my colleagues earlier that, there was a website open for taking appointments, and in 1 minute, you couldn't get an appointment anymore. It was fully booked. And I'm talking about people buying on plan. There is nothing to see. So the government regulated that. Now, any developer who launches a project, it is clear as day that that project is registered with DLD. DLD is Dubai Land Department. RERA is under them. So the project is registered with DLD. The land price is paid fully. If not, then 50% of the money should be in an account, or minimum amount. And any investor that plans to buy a property in that development, it has to go, the proceeds, all of it go to an escrow account. So I go to the developer, I pay 10% down payment. That money should not go to the developer's company account, but it should go to the escrow account of that particular project. So let's say Emaar. Emaar is one of the biggest developers. I don't write a check in the name of Emaar, but Emaar is launching Bayview project. I write that in the name of that particular project. All the money collected from clients go into that escrow account, and the government, again going back, Dubai Land Department, will send inspectors. They will inspect the progress of the project. If they see that the project is being constructed as required, they will start releasing the money to the developer to pay the contractors, to pay marketing, to pay the commissions, and that's how the investors are being protected. If, God forbid, something goes wrong with the developer, the money is in the account. No one has access to it. And once the project gets delivered, I think 20% of the projects is held in the escrow account for 1 year until, after the delivery of the project, just in case something goes wrong with the building. So it's highly, highly, highly protected. Now, if I was to explain, and Ilaria pointed this morning that we have had a huge number of transactions in Dubai, especially this year, the year before, and it's increasing moving forward. So from January 2023 till August end 2023, we had 72,000 transactions in Dubai. The value of those transactions was $68.5 billion. And if you look at the split between what is being sold, it's almost 50-50, off-plan and secondary. So people are buying, the demand is there. We have had prices increase. This year, the rents increased by 20%. So I'm just gonna go quickly through the process. It's very straightforward. I am a registered broker in Dubai. Again, I fall under Dubai Land Department. I have my RERA number. I am able to transact, sell, buy, and rent for clients. Now, we have an app. It's called Broker App, where all the contracts, templates are pre-built already in the system. I log in. If I get a client to buy, I'm able to generate all my contracts there. I don't need a lawyer or a notary public or nothing. It's very straightforward. A client likes a property. I take the deposit. I draft the contracts. I follow up, and then we go for transfer. And I'm going to explain here, we have two different processes because we have either you buy direct from the developer, which we call primary or off plan, or we buy secondary market, which you guys call second hand. So in a primary market off plan, it's very straightforward. The project gets launched, already all the due diligence is done, it's registered with DLD, it has an escrow account, everything is going fine. Goes into launching, you select the property, you book the property. If you're sitting in here in Europe, you're able to, either to wire the 10% or just, to book it with your credit card. You have to, of course, make sure that you deal with a registered broker who would make sure that you're getting the right information. So you book the property, you pay the 4% to be able to register the property in your name at a very early stage. And then you sign the SPA. Once you pay the booking and the 4%, the developer will draft a sales and purchase agreement. We call the SPA. So you have two types of documents that prove ownership of the property. One is with the government and one with the developer because it's under construction. Once you sign the SPA or the sales and purchase agreement, and once the developer countersigns it, you will continue paying to the developer. Sometimes it's 18 months, sometimes it's 3 years, depending on the period of the construction. And when the project is completed, you will receive a completion certificate from the developer that says that this project has been completed and you're able to pay the last payment and take your keys. And the other way of doing business, which is secondary market, whether you're buying off-plan, because someone can buy off-plan today and sell it in 6 months, right? That also qualifies as secondary, or it's ready, someone owns it, you're buying it from that individual. Same thing, you select the property, you give an offer, which is not very common in Dubai. If he asks for 2 million, he wants 2 million, not always open for negotiation, but we try. So if the offer is accepted, we give a security deposit, so 10% in the name of the person who owns the property, but we do not give it to the seller. We hold it, because you don't want to give any money to the seller until you have all the paperwork done. So we hold that check just as a token. You show interest in the property. We then draft contracts which are already pre-made in the system. We just fill in the blanks with the ID and the details of the property. We make sure that the property is not blocked and it's all clear of any liabilities. In the case of sometimes the property has mortgage or the buyer needs a mortgage. And by the way, non-residents are qualified to get mortgage in Dubai. It's quite easy. You can get up to 50-60% loan to value from the property. And only you have to provide your bank statement from the home country. So in this case, if we have mortgages or anything, it gets a little bit longer, the process, but the deal can happen literally in 15 days. If mortgage is involved, it can take 4 to 5 or 6 weeks because of the banks, they love to hold on paperwork and slow the process down. But we do that. Once all the liabilities are cleared, we apply for a no objection certificate from the developer. Developer will say, here is a letter that clearly says there is no liability on this unit, whether villa, apartment, plant, whatever it is. You make sure that when you deal with me in Dubai, I'll make sure that you have the NOC from the developer for your client before we proceed with the transfer. And that's it. We get the NOC, the buyer goes back to his bank, prepares all the manager's check, and we go for a transfer next day. It's basically a satellite office of Dubai Land Department where we go there, we submit all the documents, we submit all the checks, it goes to approval into the government office, they process it, either they will approve or reject, but by that time there is no rejection, it should go through. That's it, and a new title deed, which is a new ownership documents, gets issued digitally. Again, no paperwork, no printing, nothing. That's it. And that title deed says that you are the new proud owner of the unit. That's as simple as that, how we transfer properties in Dubai. If you have any questions, I'm going to leave it open and you can ask after we finish. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dounia. Thank you for this insight about Dubai market. Guilherme, let me introduce you.